There are 4 basic techniques that we can use to elevate your eyebrows or perform a brow lift. The first is a coronal brow lift, which leaves a scar along the top of your head within your hair. The next is a temporal brow lift, which puts a scar here along the temporal aspect, again within your hairline. The next is an endoscopic brow lift, which makes 5 little incisions along your hair and elevates and holds things in place with fixation devices because no scalp tissue or forehead tissue is removed. And finally, there's the forehead lift, which involves an incision along the front of your hairline at the junction of your forehead with your scalp, where you have hair. And through that incision, the forehead is lifted and the eyebrows are lifted and the extra forehead skin is removed. And that allows us to lift the eyebrow and smooth out the forehead in one operation. So the biggest differences among these 4 different techniques are the following. With a forehead lift, or when the incision is along your hairline, that can be done under numbing medicine only. It does not require any fixation devices in your skull, and your forehead will get shorter and or your hairline will move forward. So that's the only technique that doesn't move your hairline back and make your forehead longer. With an endoscopic brow lift or a coronal brow lift, your forehead moves up and back, and your forehead gets longer as your hairline moves further back. So that happens with all other techniques of brow lifts. The endoscopic brow lift technique is the one that requires fixation. Because no tissue is removed, because no tissue is removed, that rug of skin and scalp tissue that's loose is lifted up and pulled back and held in place with a fixation device, because you still have too much tissue. No tissue was removed, we just shifted it backwards. And to keep it shifted up and back, it requires a fixation device to hold it there. So the endoscopic technique does require a fixation device, and placement of that fixation device requires general anesthesia, as well as purchase of that device. To learn more about the different types of brow lift, check out my individual videos that explain each technique in more detail. To learn more, check out our website where you can upload your photos and concerns as a virtual consult. You can also check out our price estimator to get pricing information for all the various procedures we offer. And finally, if you'd like to have your questions answered on a future podcast or Q&A video session like this, please leave a message on our SpeakPipe. You can go to our blog page and our SpeakPipe is located there. Thanks for listening.